How to order food from DoorDash. Alright, if you hear that sound, that's the sound of freedom. That's the United States Air Force. How to order food from DoorDash. First of all, click on your free discount link. There's one right here down below if you click on that box to open it. And for as long as that discount link lasts, it's $7 off. So click on that free discount link. You download the app on your phone. Enter your addresses for delivery. You can enter like 10 addresses on there. Anywhere in the United States for wherever you happen to be. If you're on a business trip or vacation or at your house or at your work or at your girlfriend's house, you can put that on there. And that's really important because it searches restaurants within a 5-mile radius of the address that you're located at. Put your real name on there. Your real phone number. If DoorDash catches you with a fake phone number and you aren't responding, you will lose that order, but you're going to be billed for it. I promise you that. And make sure that phone number accepts text messages, okay? Because you're going to get 2 sets of text messages. You're going to get one from corporate, from the computer, and those messages will stop. The last messages will be, food has been picked up. And once those stop, there's no more come from the computer. The only other messages you will get is from the driver. Now, when I'm delivering, I send a message waiting on your food. Food is ready, 5 miles away, white Mercedes. And then as I go through the trip, I'll tell them, okay, it's 3 miles, I'm 2 miles away, I'm 1 mile away, half mile away, near you, so that you know I'm going to be there. Okay? And what that does is, it gives you time to get out there to grab the order from the driver. If you're in a secured complex, you're not supposed to give out those gate codes. It's better if you wait at the gate or talk to the security guard to approve drop-off, because most security guards won't let us through the gates because we're commercial. That's why they're gated areas, because it's for privacy. They don't want a bunch of people driving in and out of there. And you should never give that code out. Okay? It's just not a good idea. And if you're in an apartment complex, and there's a lot of buildings and all that, if a driver sets timer on your order because they can't find your building, when that timer ends, your food is gone, you pay for it. So your best bet is to try to come downstairs and stand in front of the building when the driver gets close, if they text you, so that you know. I make sure my customers know exactly when I am coming. They don't stand out there and have to wait for me, because they know when I'm coming. So their safety is good, mine is good, and you know, it works out great. Because we have other deliveries right after you, or we have stacked deliveries that have to be delivered that we got all at the same time. So make sure your phone number accepts text messaging, and pay attention to your phone. You'll have 2 sets of messages, okay? From the computer and the driver. And it's really bad when I text a customer and they say, who, what? Or who are you? Or, you know, the best one is, I didn't order anything. You know, and so that's a good one, because when I text the rep and let them know while I'm still en route to that property, when I get to that property, I'm setting timer, and that party's over. Don't text the driver with, cancel my order, because we don't do cancellations. Don't text the driver with, can you make sure to get me that soup? I need that too. If it's anything that has to be bought, we can't add it to the order. You have to go back through the app and order, or change your order, or cancel your order if it hasn't been prepared yet. Otherwise, you owe. It's real simple. Uh, and uh, you want to click on the address that you're going to use for this order and make sure to double check it. I had a guy that was on vacation in Dustin, Florida, and then went back home to Oklahoma or something, and had ordered a big giant order to be delivered to the Dustin condo he rented for the week or whatever. But he wasn't there. And he starts sending me all these messages, cancel the order. I can't cancel the order. And I am not going to lose my pay because I've already driven to the store and waiting on the order and everything. So I'm going to pick that order up. You could bet on that. But I can't cancel the order. And either I'll ignore that or I'll send a text back to the customer and say, just go back to your order on the DoorDash app and correct it. And then they can do it from there. Usually DoorDash will cancel the order if it's wrong and redo it. Rarely will they add other parts to it, but they've done it at times. So make sure your order's right and make sure you get the right address, because we can't change the address and we don't go to a different address. You can text us with different phone numbers and different addresses all day long, and we only deliver to the address that's sent to us on the app. No games. It's serious biz. Our mileage is paid to that address. No further. It's for our safety and your safety that we don't call or text any other number but what has come through on that order. So make sure your phone number is right. Make sure your phone is working. Okay? Whatever arrangements you want to make with whatever other people or anything, that's your business. None of ours. All we are is couriers. So make sure your phone number is correct. Make sure your address is correct. And before you click that pay button. Okay? Like I say, you can enter all kinds of addresses. I have 10 different addresses on my DoorDash food account. So, because I travel all the time for DoorDash. And I will order DoorDash food to see what the driver does. Scroll through the restaurant selections on the app. Most of the restaurants will be within a 5-mile radius of that address. And pick the restaurant. Order your items. Update your payment option if you're going to use Google Pay or your credit card, whatever you've got listed for your account for DoorDash. And put a minimal tip or a 0 tip. The reason for that being is our tips are pooled amongst all the drivers. So basically, we're really not going to see it. If you want to tip a driver, it's really better to tip them in cash. And me personally, I'm not tipping anybody till after I see what kind of service I'm getting. So I prefer to tip the driver when they've arrived to check to see if my cold stuff is cold and my hot stuff is hot, and if they're quick, and if they got the order right, because the driver's supposed to check the order before they leave with the restaurant. Every little piece. The drivers are only couriers. They're not food handlers. They're not to touch the food. You can't look in boxes or anything like that. You have to do that with a restaurant representative to verify that the food is in there. And I'm not leaving the restaurant without them doing it. And then you pay. And then you watch for 2 sets of messages from DoorDash, from the computer and the driver. Watch your phone. Pay attention. Because the ones from the computer are going to stop. The ones from the driver should continue. If the driver's not texting you at all, oh well. I text my customers thoroughly, all the way to the bitter end. And they come running to my car. They're happy as heck. And it saves so much time. Your food stays hot. The food gets delivered. I don't have to drive through 100 buildings. I'm not going up and down 3 flights of stairs. That's not happening. No sir, no way. And most of the time we're not allowed in hotels. It takes all of our time and uses up our time, and we lose on our order if it's not delivered within the time limit that they have set for us. So we really don't have time to be traipsing through big hotels and going up elevators and all that kind of stuff. And most of them just won't even let you in the door. They're like, who are you? They don't want people wandering around. And it's a dangerous thing. I mean, what if you get Pizza Man with a gun, Knock, knock, pizza man, gun. Psh. I mean, think about it as a safety thing. That's why the hotels do it. Or you get somebody's crazy wife and the guy's there with his girlfriend. They don't let people in the hotel unless you're a person of the room. And if you want to attempt to go in a hotel, now I'll do like high class hotels like the Hilton, something like that, because I go to the front desk. I check with security. I go to the front desk and I tell them, okay, I have a delivery. I'm with DoorDash. And then, the front desk says, okay, what's it for? And I tell them, like, the room number and the name. And if that name on the order doesn't match that room number, the hotel's already mad. And, when they call up to the room and nobody answers at the room, they're certainly not going to let you up there. And I have actually been escorted by security to go to a room because they don't want people wandering around hotels. So if you're in a hotel, come outside. Step to the lobby and watch the door for the car that's being identified by the driver. I always tell them, white Mercedes. And it's not a problem. If you're in an apartment complex, step outside when the driver gets close so that you can be available. Watch your phone. If they set that timer on you, you have 10 minutes or less to get that order, and you're going to get charged for it. So please, think about it, especially if you were the driver. Our job is not always easy. So anyway, make sure that, if your driver texts you and updates you on your order and lets you know how far away and the car, then step outside to get your order. It's really great, especially if there's no parking. If there's no parking in the parking lot, or no parking in the hotel parking lot, or there's no parking on the street, like in Pensacola, where there's places where you cannot park on the street at all. I mean, we can't just leave our car there and get, $250 ticket to deliver you food and be paid like $5 for it. That's not happening. Try to help us out here, and when we go to the door, please remember that we're delivering food to you. Be prepared that, we're coming. I get a lot of times where they don't ever answer the door, and then I have to sit. I've sat in very dangerous places. One in Pensacola, it was a low-income housing complex with very little lighting, and I had to sit in the dark for 10 minutes till the timer went out, and it was really, really scary. Okay. Yeah. Now, if the food is hot and your cold things are cold and the driver's nice, tip them cash.